Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Yuba,
It's your girl Robin.
and welcome to 14, another podcast of
14.
14. Yay! I don't know how many episodes we did, y'all, but hopefully you like what you see so far. So if you do like what you see, click like, subscribe, share, and please comment below because this is a good one, y'all. This is a really good topic because it's just good. So let's get
That's what's
right
going on.
into it. Let's get right into it. First of all, happy Cinco de Mayo. We recording this on Cinco de Mayo. I finished Uncle Tito. Uncle Tito is gone. Bye bye. But and a happy not happy, but Mental Health Awareness Month.
Mm-hmm.
This month, um, mental health is life, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. And you can take what you will from it, but it's life. If your mental is not right, whew, and we got so many different aspects, just you got to get your mental right. And we have people like my lovely Robin who helps people with their mental. So big ups to you, Robin, for what you do. We know it's not
Thank
easy,
you.
but you make it look easy, girl. You make it look
I
easy.
do. Okay, that's
Yeah, you
good.
make it look easy. I know it's not listening to people, and I know you've heard some stories, but we do appreciate everyone in your field because we know it's not easy. And everybody clap up the therapists and social workers and psychiatrists, everybody
Psychiatrist,
keep
psychologist,
trying to
marriage
help.
and family therapist,
Yes, you keep
everyone,
it
life
together.
coaches
Yes, that's a
to
good
help with
field.
people move forward.
Yes, and we need to get more people, especially black. And I'm making this about race, y'all, because we don't have a lot of people in that field that can relate to us and our issues. And we do have
Mm-hmm.
separate issues from other races. I mean, let's just
Mm-hmm.
be honest. We have PTSD from
Mm-hmm.
past trends, but that's going to be another
Mm-hmm.
topic that we're going to touch on.
And we have a. Oh, you know what? We need to do it. I think we did it on Instagram, but we did a feature on PTSD before. Um,
Hmm. We
that
did, and
probably
we're
need to do it
definitely going
again
to
for
touch
you
on that
guys.
on
Yeah.
another show. And like I said, even though this is the month for National Mental Health, we're going to talk about it year round because it affects every aspect of your life. It affects your dating, your
Mm-hmm.
career, your family, your finances. It affects so much. So,
Yep.
again, mental health awareness, y'all. And speaking of mental health, today's topic is, are transgender rights going too far? Now, before the LGBTQ community comes for me, I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love people. So, me, it ain't even about this, but we're going to talk about the T's in particular.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to hear from y'all. I want to hear from my transgender community and how y'all feeling about this because what I'm about to say is my personal opinion. Okay. It's just something that's out there. And we're gonna talk about one particular topic. Um, have the rights gone too far? I know in the media it's been a lot of talk about the sports aspect. Should transgender females be allowed or males be allowed to compete? Because naturally males, that's why there is a males team and a females team, because naturally the way that you're born, males typically have a different level of strength. When it comes to competition and competing in sport, they just have a different makeup, a chemical makeup, testosterone versus estrogen, height, weight, arm length, all that plays a key factor. Now, when you're taking hormones, yes, your hormones change. And again, I do want my transgender community to chime in, but I do understand that some of your hormones are being changed and your goal is to make the complete transition. However, because nature is nature and nature rules, you're still going to have some level of that testosterone or estrogen still in you that's going to make you more apt, more able. And then you can do the stats for yourself. If there's a transgender female competing
Mm-hmm.
in a female competition, generally like I think MMA, that was the one in question. They physically stronger. sometimes,
Mhm.
and she, the transgender woman, is killing the competition because what, she has an advantage, an
Mhm.
unfair advantage, if we being perfectly honest. And people can argue, well, no, women are strong too. It's just different, and that's
You just
why.
taking hormones.
Right. And I don't think I
Mhm.
would want to play like football with a
Mhm.
man, and you've got breasts and you've got things, and even if they remove them, I don't know the whole process for the operation. But even if
Mhm.
you remove them, things get hurt. We got different things going on inside of us, y'all. And
Yeah.
even people who make the transition and get things removed or added, there'll never be. You cannot have all the components of a birthed woman, a woman who is born a woman. You're never going to have all of the inside things that we have. Even if you take the hormone replacement therapy, you're not going to have it.
Mhm.
It's just nature. It's just life. And again, not knocking it, but that having said that, we're going to get into this topic: transgenders in prison. Oh my lord! Now, first and foremost,
Mhm.
whatever, and I personally think, especially in prison, unless you've completed the transition, meaning you no longer have your male parts that you were born with, you should not be allowed to go to a women's prison. Point being, and show this picture, please. Okay, well, we don't see it, but okay, so there's there it is. There he is.
Mhm.
Okay, she. I'm sorry.
There she is. Yeah.
So, so, so she is transgender. Her name is, oh gosh, what's her name? Um, this is a transgender inmate, right? She has not had any surgery. She still has all of her male parts. And she has impregnated two female inmates. Um, I'm just gonna pause right there for a minute and let Robin tell me what she thinks about this.
Um, I have no issues with anyone having their rights, anything like that. I guess my biggest thing is that if a person says, okay, I do feel like a female, I want to be a female, but they still have their male parts. I guess my biggest question is if they're going to be in the jail, how should they be separated so something like this does not happen? And it's not so much because I'm hating on people. I'm sure there's plenty of same sex situations, sexual relations, in the jail, even for a female jail. But
Hmm.
the fact is that when these two women have these babies, they're going to take these babies away.
Mm.
Both of their this young woman is in jail for I think I remember from killing her foster father.
Right.
And then I know one of the ladies that she got impregnated um, is in jail along with her cousin of hers or something for killing a couple after they came back from their engagement party. So now you have this kid that won't know his parents, you know, 'cause they're both in jail for life. And so I'm just saying it's just like unnecessary, you know what I'm saying? For
It's causing a whole nother level of
a whole
trauma.
nother level of grief and trauma as soon as the baby comes out. And grief and trauma for the inmates because they're having this child that they're been carrying and kicking, and this baby's gonna be taken away. So I
Mm.
don't. I guess my biggest issue is that, um, like I don't think they said that they were in love. So this wasn't like a case of rape. This was consensual. One point out, this was consensual sex. I'm not. I don't know what the rules are, but clearly, people have sex in this jail. But the biggest issue is that I don't know. So unless they have the maybe it would be safer or less of an issue if they do say that I'm a woman, if they come in and they already had the surgery or they help them get the surgery, or they isolate them where they have their own cell. Now, I don't know. She may have had her own cell. I don't really know. But whatever it was, they had plenty of time for her to impregnate two other women.
And again, I don't feel like I know everything about transgender.
Yeah.
I just know that they feel like being the opposite sex. But I
Right.
do know that they sometimes some of them still have desires for how can I say the opposite sex. They have desires for the opposite sex. So even though they want to be the opposite sex, they still
Mhm.
have the desires that they were born with.
So there are
Which
women that like women.
right.
But
So
at the same
in
time, this is
terms
all
of
they had. So we don't know if
yeah,
at the
and
same
it
time
gets
we
a
could
little
argue that if he went to a male if she I'm sorry, if she went to a male jail that she would probably be taken advantage of there. You know what I'm saying? So um it's really hard. This is a hard one. I guess we're
and right.
saying like
So you
they
can't. So
have these
are they
transgender
so
rights, but
right? But technically, they're getting special privileges that I don't think anybody should have. Again, it's about
okay,
being fair across the board.
got you.
Now, I understand that you want to be something, but should you be celebrated because you committed a crime? You're in jail to do time for the crime that you committed. Should
Hmm.
we placate because I don't eat? I'm a vegan, so I need a special jail because I don't. And I'm just saying,
They do
that's
do that. They actually I don't know if you guys remember, well, who can forget the insurrection that we had last year on top of COVID, as if we didn't have enough issues going on these past couple of years. Um, that one of the men that got arrested was supposedly moved because of their diet or something. It was something about a special diet or something like that. Because I guess the we worked in healthcare and patients have rights, but apparently also prisoners have rights too. I guess what we're saying is that in general, not just so much transgender rights, how far do prisoners' rights go? Not saying they shouldn't have rights, but at the end of the day, yes, they're there because they're serving a sentence. It's not meant to be a spa or,
yeah, like a luxury
relaxation or
retreat.
these things. Yeah. So,
You'd be like, I'm
but
going.
I don't really know enough to speak on it, but I do remember one of the people that were arrested, from that particular situation had like a special diet and they had to either move him or make sure he got that particular food. So
That's
prisoners
too
do have
much.
rights, but now
That's
we're
too
crossing
much.
into, our now we're crossing into a different era. So I really don't know what the right answer is, to be honest with you. I just know they do have rights. But my thing is like, are
Where
these
do you draw the
rights?
line? Where do you
Yeah.
draw the line?
Where is
Something
there a
has to
line?
right. You have to have a line because
So there's no boundaries with these rights right now.
why are
It's
you
just like a free. It
why
feels
is there
really just
even
feel
a
like a free
jail?
for all.
Why is there even a jail? Like I want to go there. I want to be there. I can't be. If you still have your parts that you were born with, then that's the
Hmm.
prison that you need to go to.
Hmm.
Period. And it's no ifs, ands, or buts about that because not only do you run the risk of something like this happening,
Hmm.
um, it's just not fair. People are just gonna. So now what you're gonna have people start doing, and I know I would if I was a guy. I'd be like, I'm transgender, put my head upon the scale, and be like, I'm going into jail with all the chicks, and be like, yeah,
But what about, so is that happening the opposite way? Because even though she's a she can
but
protect herself in that
right.
environment.
I don't think the women are wanting to go to the male prison. You might have some.
The women
I
that are
don't.
saying they're not men, are
Yeah,
they being put into male prisons, all male prisons?
yeah. No, that's
But
one.
that's a whole nother thing. If that's not happening, then now we're talking about a sexist thing, but the opposite.
Yeah. So
You
it
know?
gets real complicated.
Yeah, it
So
is.
whatever your birth sex is, and you have not had a complete transition, then you don't get any special rights after that. I'm sorry. So you should before you commit a crime, get your surgery first so you can go to the right
Mhm.
prison. And I'm just saying that would be only fair
Right.
because you're still technically a male or a female before you've had the transition. You can feel
Right.
like the opposite sex, but you're not because
Mhm.
you still have the parts that make you a male or female. And I'm sorry, but you have to you
Yeah.
don't do the crime. You don't get these
It's
special
just
privileges.
complicated.
You should not have special privileges just because. Now, if you're allergic, I believe prisoners should have medical attention that they need. I
Right.
believe they should be allowed to have clean water and
What
bathe.
are prisoners' rights? Can someone DM us and tell us what are specifically? I know patient rights. I know maybe rights of clients, but what are prisoner rights? Because I
I'm
don't
just
even
thinking.
know.
I'm just
I don't even
thinking
have a
human rights.
baseline.
I'm
Yeah,
just thinking
basic
the
human rights.
basic human necessities, meals. Not to be freezing or in inclement temperatures. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Clean access to showers. There's safety, but I mean
Safety
you're in prison,
precautions.
so you don't know how safe you're going
Well,
to
that's
be.
another thing. What about the safety precautions? Because she got 2 women pregnant. That could be STDs or HIV.
Right.
You
I
don't
mean, but
know this.
they
So now
can't.
we're having unprotected sex on
Right.
top
So,
of
so they can't
having
have.
sex.
They're not supposed to have sex in prison, but
People did.
he just you know he's taking advantage of the situation. I can't call. It's hard for me to say she because
Mm-hmm.
women can't get another woman pregnant. So that's first and
Mm-hmm.
foremost. That's the laws of science. That ain't nothing
Mm-hmm.
against transgender. Is just the laws of science. A human female cannot get another human female pregnant. Period. So
Right.
he's even though he's transitioning, he's still a he, and he got 2 female prisoners pregnant, and
It's a
like you
safety
said, that's
concern
creating a whole nother. So now they're having babies in jail. That's traumatizing for the
on
child,
the
and
child
then
and the
they get to
women.
know that my mother and father, who is a transgender, uh, almost transgender person, and they both murderers, and they in jail for life, and that's not a good start for a child to have. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's just terrible. So I think those rights have gone too far. And I think that's what I would presume. And
Mm-hmm.
people can argue with me and say I'm wrong and I'm this. I don't hate anyone. I'm not against
No,
anyone because it don't have
not
no, it don't
homophobic.
look.
It's none of this
What
stuff.
you do behind your closed doors do not have any effect on me in my life. I'm just saying that
Mm-hmm.
you need to be just like with race and everything else, it needs to be fair across the board. You don't
Mm-hmm.
get special privileges, honey. And look at this outcome that it's causing. So they really need to cut back on all these special rights.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. I
Well,
mean,
this is very. I think people just don't. What I see is that something hodgepodge was put together. People don't want to get sued, and nothing was thought out or drawn out on how to handle this. Because
right.
it would be, I don't feel like she would have had such access to these other women. Because to me, it's like if you want to be there, that's fine, but you're gonna have to be isolated until this particular, like what is the protocol? And if I have to believe that there isn't one,
Yeah, they
or
just
would have been put in place. I think
exactly
they're just trying to, these
appease
laws
everybody.
come out quicker than we can address it.
Right.
They're just trying to not get sued, be in compliance, but I don't think they really had a plan for
They just
this.
want to say we have rights, but your rights should not supersede what's legal and
Mm-hmm.
was I mean it just was fair. Your rights shouldn't supersede everybody else's just because you feel that you want to be another sex. That's your
Mm-hmm.
personal preference and nobody's stopping you from doing that. However, when you commit a crime, you do not get all these special privileges. I'm sorry.
Right.
No matter who you are, no matter what your sex is, no matter what your race is, you
Mm-hmm.
did the crime, you do the time, and you don't get special privileges. And sorry you did the crime before you got your complete transition, but hey, it is you should have thought about that first. Now you got to
Yeah.
go to men's prison and then just I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. you
It's
know,
like people are being rewarded for
right. You're getting
bad
your pick
behavior
choice.
or negative. Not just
You
saying bad, but negative behavior.
you're a criminal. You committed an act of crime. You was tried by a jury of your peers, but now you get these special privileges to go and be treated differently because you uh, identify as transgender.
Gotcha.
Well, I tell you, if I commit a crime, I'd be like, I identify as the president. They could be like, what? I do not wish to be thrown in jail at all because it's violating my rights. I don't think
This
I'm going
is
to do
this is a
that.
tough one. It's simple but complicated at the same time.
You're right,
I
but
just
then
I'm just simple.
then
I'm
men
just in
can
agreement they don't
argue.
have anything put in place. So
Look,
this is why
a
this
straight
happened.
man can argue, I don't want to go to jail with men because I might be raped. Or a woman can argue,
Hmm.
I don't want to be,
Yeah, which
I
does
don't want to be,
happen.
right. I don't want to be exposed to homosexuality, so I don't want to go to prison. Now, if you don't let
This
me,
must be a liberal state.
yeah, I don't know. Pennsylvania,
I mean, hmm.
was it Pennsylvania? No, Jersey. It was New Jersey.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I mean, I just the reason why I'm saying this. No, I'm not hating on liberals. I'm not hating on Republicans. I'm just saying that I just can't see a Republican state even letting this happen because states get to govern. Sometimes states are like little totalitarian or like authority, like their own. Basically, they run their own thing. So like what you can do in one state, you just can't. So I was like, this must be a liberal state because we do want to adhere to people's rights, but I think they have to. You just can't put out something, and I don't know. Someone can please let me know. Please educate me. Put out something in general. Okay, we gotta let trans and trans people in jail, but not really have like a protocol or kind of what I'm saying, something to make sure everyone stays safe.
that's giving them even more. I mean, rights. You could give them this separate area so they could
I'm
just be
just saying,
trans.
if you're going to write something saying it has to happen, then you need to put something in place. You can't just say, okay, I want everybody to wear pink shirts, or I want everybody to wear striped shirts. Like, what does that look like? You know what I'm saying? There's some parameters around it, some rules around it, not just, them being free for all walking around. I feel like it's more rights to have them just walking around and they have they could possibly impregnate women if they wanted to.
Yeah, he could have did more than two. I'm sure
I
he's
don't think
right.
it feels like jail. And I get it. I do think people should be able to fall in love, have all these things. But at least you know what they could. You know what? At the very least, if and this would have been up to him, but that's his right. You know, to not even have children. They can make say you don't even have children. You don't want it. I don't know. I don't know what he wanted. He could have
Right.
had a vasectomy. He could have had. Like it could. It's a lot of other. Quick type things that just didn't have to happen, but maybe they did want these children, they're not going to see them again. It's complicated. It's
Right.
hard. I have an opinion, but I don't really know all the facts, and it's just only I know
I
is
mean,
that this didn't work out well for this.
not at all.
Now they have to take care of
Not
two
at all.
pregnant
And they
women.
just period. That's just what it
Yeah.
is. You if you're transgender and you commit a crime and you have not had your transitional surgery or procedure, you're
Hmm.
gonna have to go to the prison that you born. So if you're born a male and you're
Yeah.
trying to be a transgender woman, you're gonna have to go to the men's prison, because that's when you committed a crime as a male. Whether
Hmm.
you're starting the therapy, okay, well, too bad. You shouldn't have committed a crime. You're being punished not because you're transgender, but you're being punished because you committed a crime, and you're going to
Right.
have to go to the jail according to your current sex, not what you're transitioning to be, but your current sex.
Yeah.
And that's my opinion.
Yep.
And that's it. So let us know. Please comment below. Let us know what you think.
Your
Love to hear
thoughts,
your opinion.
please tell
And
me because I
I really
don't
need
know
to
what to
hear from my
say.
community. Please let us know, because I mean, it's not personal. It's just fair. Period. Okay. Period.
Yeah.
But thank y'all for joining 4T. That was our
Thank
opinion.
you.
And go ahead and hit subscribe and like and share, and we will see you next